Today we're going to continue talking about the Milwaukee Red Lithium M18 5Ah batteries, and now it's time for cell selection. I still don't know if I want to try and repair any of these, since I've heard a lot about the battery breaks itself after removing the cells, so I'll have to figure out if that is only on different version of the BMS or if you need to do some kind of bypass, because that doesn't sound like fun. But I do have a cell selection, and in this case it's kind of important to understand which cells are best for the job and not just go with the highest capacity or more amps. The most limiting factor in this case is that you probably do want to reuse this holder. Of course you can glue the cells together or make some other type of holder, but it would be optimal to reuse the holder which fastens the BMS. So that's why I selected 5 different cells. The originals were Samsung 25R, and they can handle 20 amps, so we have a lot of other cells to choose from, and they were 2.5 amp hours. A good choice for this battery might be LG HE2. This is actually a 3 amp hour battery which can handle 20 amps, so that would be a good candidate. So let's see if those cells actually fit the holder, which are custom made for 20R, but they fit, and they fit pretty good. Let's try double whammy. Now it's a lot tighter. I can't force them down, but that is good, because that's the rubber list holding them in place. We don't have any in stock. This is from my sample archive. I just have 5 of those. So let's go to the Sony Murata cells. These are VTC5, which can handle 30 amps and have 2.6 ampere hours, which will also be an excellent choice. Let's just try one. This is a lot tighter. It's tight, but it works. So maybe you're asking yourself, why am I so stupid testing 8650s? It's clearly in the name the size of the battery cell. Duh! But actually, no. Now the 18650 standard is not really an ISO standard like maybe lead acid batteries or AA batteries, but they vary a lot. And by a lot, I mean very little. They vary enough that there can be very big problems with cell holders. So let's do a micrometer measurement of these. 18.32, 18.48. Yes, they are bigger, and I felt that. 18.26, so this will glide in a little easier. 32, 18.22, even easier. And let's see the moly cells. 18.40, so they are also kind of big. So you see there is a small difference, and when it comes to these small margins, you should try the cells before you buy them, which is not something most people can do. So that's why I'm doing this, to show you which cells actually fit and which I think are a good idea. So let's move on to the VTC6, and here you can see I have included 2 cells that only run at 15 amps. So why do I do that? Because for most people, they do not use every single tool in the Milwaukee lineup. Some might only use a couple of tools. So if you know which tools you use and how much watt they drain, then you can select other high capacity, lower drain cells. For example, if you know you're never exceeding 500 watts, then you can choose some of these cells. So in some application, those can actually work. Pretty good fit. Here we go, but it's very tight. And when it comes to VTC6, sometimes people write a lot higher amperage, because it can handle higher amperage, but then you need a temperature sensor. And with this case, the battery actually has a temperature sensor. It's possible to use this, but to be safe, you shouldn't use this with a higher amperage of 15 amps if you want to be sure. You can get this in as well, but now I damaged the heat shrink tubing on this one. Yeah, have a look at that. So no, VTC6 are not a good fit for this holder. Damaged my archive cells just for you guys. So, and let's take 230Q. Yeah, that is possible. No problem using 30Qs, and the most interesting one might be this moly cell. seems to have a very good reputation among vapers, and it's a shame it's not used more in power tools. Yes, they fit pretty good. I won't push them in all the way because it's difficult to get them out. So that is it for this video. You can use most of the cells, but I would really recommend using P28A, and they do have a new cell, I think it's called P30A, that should be possible to get. Otherwise, my favorite here are the Sony cells, since I know they don't lie about anything and these cells can last 20 years. The LG also seems like a very good option in this case, especially if you can get them for cheap. These are a little bit too big, and there are better options than 30Q, even though they fit in the holder. So that's it for this video, and I will continue doing videos until I've actually have fixed some Milwaukees, but let's do it one step at a time.